Meantime, let's get this up here with your pretty little cat. Boop. Okay. Going into salary negotiations now, the company does not want to pay what I'm asking because others on the team are earning less. Do you have any advice on this? I do. So, number one, what you earn, on the one hand, from an employer's standpoint, they try to keep you reasonably together because, right, for morale. We just got done talking about morale, right? All right, I appreciate that. However, if I bring all this other stuff to the table, am I not worth more? Okay, so where am I going with this? Now, I'm not going to go into all the tactics and all the other things I would say. What I want you to know is it's incumbent upon you to explain why you are worth more. If you say to me, well, Andy, I can't pay you $100,000 because we only pay the team $80,000. Okay. Well, how about this value I'm going to bring? Does anybody on the team do that? Does anybody on the team do that? Does anybody on the team do that? Is anybody going to be able to? Same thing happened to me. I was 32. Okay. I was switching out of, moving from one company to another. Okay. They were hiring me to help build an account development model, an integrated sales model between the consulting services that this IT consulting company provided. And there were salespeople, there were delivery people who basically put the stuff in. And I needed to help them understand how to build client relationships, how to sell to their clients based on what their clients needed, and make sure that the sales team understood what proper selling looked like in this kind of model, even though they had like 10 salespeople that were selling all over the place. Okay? Now, there were other people that were trying to do that job that they were paying some rate. But then I came in and I negotiated something. They gave me the, hey, we got to keep you near, none of that nonsense, okay? Like, if you're asking me to do this, which I'm going to do based on my experience because I've done it here, and let me show you what that looks like, that's worth that number kind of thing. I don't care what anybody else is making, right? Kind of thing. That's irrelevant. Are you going to pay commensurate with the value that I'm going to provide? If not, that's okay. There's about a bajillion other companies in the world that I would be happy to go work for. You've got to get to that place mentally, okay? Your negotiation leverage has absolutely nothing to do with your situation. You make it worth it. You make it and relate it to your situation. I don't have a job, I need money. I don't like the job, I need to get out of my company, right? These kinds of things. That's what you do. But technically, that's irrelevant. Negotiation power comes from what you feel you're worth and how you articulate your ability to show them that, and connect the dots for them that when I do this, it's worth that. We had this woman in the boot camp. I met with her. She was about to go into a salary negotiation. Okay? She had only been with the company 90 days. 60 days was a trial. Then they converted her to a full-time employee. And within the first month that they converted her, she was interviewing for another position. Okay? It was all good stuff. And in the 30 days that she'd been there, she had automated something that was otherwise done manually that reduced the number of people that they needed to hire. Right? There is a very explicit cause and effect. When I do this, this is what it saves you. You can delay all those extra hires. How much were you paying those people? Kind of thing. There is some way you need to prove your point. I'm not going to give you the money just because you want the money or you think you're worth that. I'm not going to give you the money because you come to me with some report that says, oh, well, marketing people should get paid $70,000 a year. Says who? Right? You have got to show them why this position should be valued at this because of what you are going to do, not what they're used to paying. Those arguments that companies try on you are nonsense. Don't sit for that. And I'm not saying they're just going to give it to you. And even if they believe that if they at least came back to you and said, we just don't have that amount of money, I'd say, thank you. Okay, fine. Keep me in mind if you ever change it. And the other thing that you need to do, Meme Town, and anybody, when you go into the discussion and they say the position pays or what's your expected salary or is this going to be enough, from the time you get in to the time they make the offer, What you need to be thinking is, I need to change the way they think about this position and what this position can be and what I can do for them. Because once they see that, they can never unsee that. Okay, so we thought the position was valued at $70,000. And what a lot of companies do is here's how they solve their hiring problem. We pay $70,000 for that, and we think the person that can solve that problem or implement that or do that job or handle those customers or whatever looks like that. Okay, they come from this type of company, they sound like this, they're about that old, right? They blah, 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 right? There's only one of these things that's fixed in this whole process, the problem they need you to solve. But what you as an individual can do to solve that, and the skills that you bring to that and the value you can contribute, is the variable that you need to change in their mind from the time you start the process till the time you finish it. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, if I come in, if I show you, no, I go in, I'm 32 years old, right? You think account development is this? This isn't account development. Where is your strategy and plan? Where is this and that? Have you showed them how to do this? Have you integrated that? Have you brought these people in? Have you cross-referenced and cross-sold that? Right? Do you know what that takes to do that? Kind of thing. Now, all of a sudden, their problem is still their problem, but who they want to solve it and the outcome of that problem has changed. That's what happens. Whatever your level is, it doesn't make any difference. I don't care if you're $1 million a year earner, 100,000 or 50. Okay, the same applies. You need to change the way they think about who can solve that problem and the value they can get from someone they hire. If they get more, they will pay more. That's what you need to change. The recruiter at the front is telling you it pays 70 because that's all the recruiter knows, because that's what the recruiter thinks, or that's what the HR person thinks, or that's what the hiring official has essentially paid those people. You got to change that. So the answer to your question is, what would I do? I would have shown them in the interviewing process that I was worth this. And then I would have reiterated it right before, and then I would have counteroffered and reiterated it again. So don't lose sight of that. A lot of you, wait, I know I'm ranting about this. One more thing. You go into an interview, don't do this. You go into an interview process and you think, I just need this job. I need to get to the offer. No, that is not victory. First off, getting a job with a company you love in a role that is great for you, that you will have fun and feed your career, that's your goal. Okay, but in the short term, where you are going to go from the first screen to the offer, then counteroffer, then acceptance, you need to be thinking, I need to change the way they think about this role and the value I can bring. If they think this, I'm going to show them this. Right? That's what you need to be thinking, and you need to plan for success. So when I get down to the end, I have accumulated all of these points. You keep track, keep a diary as you go through the interview process. You keep a diary as you go through the interview process. This stuff needs to be recorded for you. I'm going to make that point. Oh man, today I talked to Susie on a Tuesday, 3, 4, 5 weeks before I get that offer. I'm going to make sure I note that. Right? That's going to be an example I'm going to yank off the top of my tongue when I have to make an argument about the difference between me and the team. The difference between what the team is able to do with the customers and I am. That stuff needs to be, you need to have that. That's what wins the negotiation. I don't know how long I went on that, and I know I went all over the place, but you needed to hear that. Okay, so Stacey, I don't figure out where we start and stop that one. All right, I hope that helped. Man, I get amped up about money. I want you guys to make a ton of money. There is a ton of money out there to be made. There's always more. There's 7.7 billion people in the world. There's always jobs, there's always money.